What's up? My name is Colby Sharp. I'm a fifth grade teacher in Michigan. Welcome to my channel where we try to help kids fall in love with reading. Today we're going to be talking about the books that my fifth graders are currently reading. Here we are just a few weeks away from winter break. Let's see what stories they are falling in love with. Group 1 here, Cat Kid Comic Club Influencers. Book just came out. It's phenomenal. I'm actually reading this at home in the evenings with my two youngest children. Wow. There is a chapter, like a little story, like these frogs are all like writers and telling stories. There is a story that Poppy writes in this book, friends, that is one of the most powerful things I have read in years. I was just blown away. I'm actually going to read it to the entire class sometime this week because it is such an important message about being where your feet are, which is something we talk a lot about, having a positive outlook and looking for the good in the world whenever possible. So check out this book, Cat Kid Comic Club. It's amazing. Next up, Grenade by Alan Gratz. Alan Gratz, one of the greatest historical fiction writers for children ever. And his books are always a huge hit with my fifth graders. So exciting to see a kid discovering him and checking out his work. Next up, Jawbreaker by Christina Wyman. Christina visited our school yesterday. It was a surprise author visit. It's amazing. The kids were, I told them that a professor from Michigan State University was visiting us, which is true. And so they were just talking to her and asking her some questions and getting to know her a little bit. But they just knew she was a professor. They didn't know she was an author. And one of the kids was like, "You look like the character on the book we're reading. Did you write it?" Like the third question. So they figured it out. It was awesome. We were able to purchase a book for all of the kids, and they all got it signed by Christina. It was just one of those amazing, unforgettable days. So some kids are reading ahead. Since I read all, they're reading ahead, which nothing wrong with that. And Dragon Master is one of the Branches series. So many kids in my class have read this book throughout their reading journey. And it's fun to see some kids revisiting it, and I'm also introducing it to some other kids. Thank you again for watching this video. If you are new to this channel, or if you haven't yet, please subscribe. It helps me a ton. It helps me get these videos in front of as many educators as possible so we can tell them about awesome books. We get as many kids possible on this planet to love reading. So thank you for subscribing. It means the world to me. Here we go. Earlier this year, we read The Strange Case of Origami Yoda. This kid has read The Strange Case of Origami Yoda with the class. He read Darth Paper on his own, and now he's reading The Secret of the Fortune Wookiee, which I am actually a character in. Let me show you. Kids don't believe me, but if you turn, oh, he's almost there. If you turn to page 117, there I am. I created a poster, Twilight poster with lots of glitter. So thanks to my friend Tom Engelberger for including me in that book. A lot of kids have read these puppy tales, right? There's a whole bunch of them. I've never read one. Have you read these? So I should probably read one because so many kids are into these. So many kids are always into these. Check it out. Sisters and Guts. Raina's working on a new book, which is very exciting. So can't wait to have another one of her masterpieces in our classroom because they are so popular. And a kid is reading Gordon Corman's Restart. How good is this book, you may ask? How well loved has this been in my classroom? Just look at this copy. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't that what you want to see? But you would like it to maybe be put together a little bit better. So Gordon Corman's Restart, the story of Chase Ambrose, who falls off like a roof and he hits amnesia and he can't remember anything, but he was this huge bully and like all the kids are scared at him, but he's like, why is everyone scared of me? Because he doesn't remember. So he gets a fresh start, or does he? Or doesn't he? Check it out. If you haven't read Restart, Gordon is just one of the great authors for children. I think he's published 101 books for kids. 101! Here we have a kid reading this giant Harry Potter book. For context, look how big it is. It's that full color one. There's no color on that page. You see there's like illustrations and stuff. She's really into it. She read the first one earlier this year. She's reading on one of our classroom devices that has the audiobook. So this is quite the footprint for a reader, right? Carrying all this stuff. So that's great. The audiobooks that we have in the classroom on a few different devices allows a lot of kids to be able to have access to books that they would maybe struggle to read on their own, and they are loving it. This is another kid. She's reading The Keeper. It did have the jacket on it. She looks like she ditched the jacket. So she says it's a pretty scary book. She's loving it. And she's been flying through it since she started listening and reading on the Kindle. Wild Robot. Is that exciting? Many of these kids have read all of the Wild Robot books. The first two were read to them by their fourth grade teacher, and then they read Wild Robot Protects this year. This kid is new to the series. Oh, so exciting. My son was telling me, he's down the hall in third grade, that they're currently reading Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And when they finish reading Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, they're going to read the Wild Robot. I'm so excited for him. All Rise, Honorable Perry T. Cook. Have you read this? Amazing book. Perry T. Cook lives in prison with his mom. She was pregnant when she had him, and they work something out with the judge that he can be like raised by her, but he like leaves every day to go to school. Wow, what a wild ride. So stinking good. If you watched these videos last year, you know I had a huge Wings of Fire reader who just couldn't stop reading them. He needed something that was really interesting. He would read the graphic novel, then read the chapter book, read the graphic novel, read the middle grade chapter book. I have another kid doing that this year. We never even talked about it. He's just doing it. So he is reading the second Wings of Fire graphic novel. He's also been reading the traditional prose books. So interesting. A new reader to Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Isn't that amazing? You made it to 5th grade without reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid? What a treat to be able to experience these books for the first time. Just finished the new one, No Brainer, with my kids. That was our last bedtime book before Cat Kid. So funny. The Little Bad Book. I haven't read this. I think it's a graphic novel. It's like an illustrated novel. Looks a little too scary for me. I can stay away from the scary things. And one of the greatest children's middle grade books ever written, How to Steal a Dog by Barbara O'Connor. The story of a girl whose family living in a car, struggling, can't seem to make ends meet. They see a sign, reward for a lost dog, and think, well, we can't find that dog. But maybe if we steal a dog, then someone offers a reward, we can get rich, get ourselves out of the situation. Isn't that a fascinating idea for a book? Kids cannot get enough of this book. It will be read in classrooms for the rest of my life, at least. It's that good. Looks like we have all kinds of fun going on here at our last table. Allergic. This team just made another graphic novel called Squished. It's phenomenal. It's about a kid who's in the middle of 7 children. This one is about a girl who wants nothing more than a dog. Finally, her whole life's dream has come true. She gets a dog, and then she finds out she's allergic. Didn't ruin anything. That happens very early in the book. Ham Helsing. The kid was reading this, was telling me about it. He's like, it's just weird, Mr. Sharp, but it's hilarious. So if you haven't read that, check it out. I think there's a second one. I'm not 100% sure though. Shouting at the Rain. What I love about this, we read Fish in a Tree by Linda Mullally Hunt. Then this kid read One for the Murphys by Linda Mullally Hunt. Then he wanted to read Shouting at the Rain, so he went to his library and they didn't have it, so he requested it through another library and got it. That's dedication. That's a reader. That's a kid that is independent, going to read on their own long after they leave my classroom, which is the goal, right? The goal of all learning is independence. This kid is already there, reading a ton, making my heart so stinking proud. 7th grade Tales of a 7th grade lizard boy. This guy's a lizard. And he goes to normal school. He's worried everyone's going to find out. He just wants to see bugs and different things. Isn't that cool? And when he discovers something at the end of the book, that was so good. It made me want a second one. So I think there's going to be a second one. Please let there be a second one. This was one of my favorite 2022 graphic novels. I can't remember where these kids are all sitting. This kid's making his way through Amulet. Again, I need some new books because Amulet 8 or 9, the last book is coming out very soon. So he's trying to reread all those. So those are the books that my 5th graders are reading. I hope you found something awesome to add to your to-read list, to add to your collection, to introduce to the kids that you serve. Holy smokes, there's nothing like helping kids fall in love with reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Colby Sharp. I hope you have an awesome-tastic